In this video, I'm going to be providing a short Canvas tour to help you to access items of interest throughout the course. I'll also be providing some recommendations about how to access and interact with the Canvas course each week during the semester. When you first log into the course in Canvas, you'll see the homepage, which includes several items of interest. At the top, you'll see recent announcements. Those are the 3 most recent announcements in the course. And if you've been keeping up with things, those are likely the newest announcements and the ones that you're most interested in. At the bottom of the page, you'll see the individual modules for the course. Those are the containers for the content, and roughly each module represents 1 week in the course. There are a few additional modules that provide big picture information that you'll be referencing throughout the semester. I'll highlight those when we look at the modules area. Over on the right-hand side of the page, you'll see a to-do list. This provides a running list of all of the items that you should complete as part of the course. You'll see announcements, which have a little megaphone icon next to them, rocket ships, which are quizzes, little pieces of paper with a pencil. Those icons represent assignments. And if you're finished with a particular item and don't want to see it anymore in your to-do list, you can always click on it to exit out of that particular item, and it'll be removed from your to-do list. This is super handy and can help you to direct your attention to the assignments that are coming up and are due most immediately. Over on the left-hand side of the homepage, you'll see a list of all the course content areas, and we're going to use those to take our quick tour. So if you leave the homepage and click on modules, you'll see just the modules for the course without the distractions of the to-do list and the announcements. So it just provides a less cluttered view of the content modules. As promised, there's about 1 topic per week. So topic 1 will be our first week of the class, where we'll be doing an introduction to discrete math and also talking about sets. And then pretty much each week for the remainder of the course, we'll have a single topic. Those are all listed. At the beginning of the semester, not every module will be active. You'll get new modules as the course progresses. There's 2 additional modules that provide big picture information about the course. The first is this welcome module that's labeled Start Here. This provides big picture information about how the course is structured, specifically what we'll be doing online during our Zoom meetings each week, and what you should expect to do outside of class each week. Also has a link to the required course materials and some recommendations about things to do as you're setting up for the course. There's also recommendations about the workflow for the week, so kind of the expectations for how much time you'll be putting into various activities, how you might want to break that up within your week. And that's just recommendations. You can do your own thing. Whatever works well for you is what you should do to organize your efforts throughout the course. There's also information about Canvas organization. That's what you're interacting with right now. A short checklist of items to do before the first day of classes. And finally, a quiz about the syllabus and course expectations. You can take that at any time. Taking it before the first day of classes is completely fine. Just make sure you've looked through the syllabus and the Canvas course before you take the quiz. The quiz is open syllabus and open Canvas course, so you can refer to the materials while you're taking the quiz. It's totally fine. The other big picture module is the quick links to material. This provides direct links to the most frequently accessed items, things you might be curious about and reuse over and over again through the semester, a quick link to the syllabus, the honor code for the class, the links to the free textbook that's available online, the links to the video lectures, which are provided in both YouTube, playlists, and also Vimeo as a host. You can watch the videos in either place. It's the same content either way. It'll also have the Zoom links for our synchronous class meetings. It has a link to the Python editor, how to access your course grade, how to get help, and finally how to contact me if you need assistance at any time. I'll add on to the quick links during the semester. For example, when we get the code to the lab door that's in James Farmer Hall, I'll add that to the quick links so that you have easy access to that throughout the semester. So those are kind of 2 special modules. The Topic modules all have the same basic structure. All of them start with a checklist of items for the week. There's always a class preparation assignment to do before the first day of class on the week. There's also a series of problem-solving activities. Some weeks have one problem-solving activity, some weeks have two problem-solving activities. And then finally, the week always ends with an assessment activity, which is either a quiz or an exam. For convenience, I also always have a discussion topic linked in there that you can use to post questions if you have any general interest questions about topics while we're working on that particular concept. At the end of the week, you'll finish out one topic and you'll move on to the next topic. You can see that the course organization there is really similar. This one has two different problem-solving activities, but otherwise the structure is identical. So you can expect that same format each week of the semester. Again, the modules is the most easy and simple way to access the content for a particular week. It always has a checklist for the current week with links to all of the individual assignments. Below the modules, you'll see the announcements. That's a great thing to access if you want to go back and look at an older announcement. Remember, the homepage shows the most recent 3 announcements, but sometimes you might want to go back and reference something from a few weeks ago, and then the announcements tab will be helpful for that. Whenever there's new announcements, Canvas will highlight them with a little blue dot next to them that indicates that that particular announcement has not been read yet. So that helps you define the newest things. The next link is for the syllabus, and it contains a lot more information than just the syllabus. It does have a copy of the syllabus on there, so you can click the syllabus links and that will download a copy of the syllabus so you can read through that at any time. It also has a quick link to the honor code information for the course and a link to the quick links to materials. So if you're looking for anything, coming to the syllabus page isn't a bad idea. It'll give you links to lots of relevant information about the course. Below that top area with the syllabus, there is a summary of all of the assignments that are due for the semester. So it will show you a running list of everything that's been assigned so far. It also gives you an interactive calendar. You can click on that and click on a specific date. So for example, if you want to know what things are due before Friday, the first week of classes, you can click on the 28th of August and it'll show you that particular day highlighted, and then you can just look above that to see the other items for that week. Finally, over here on the right side, it shows the assignment weighting so that you can remember how the grading scale applies to this particular course. So you can see things like exams are worth more points than quizzes. If you want to kind of zero your energies on things that are worth the most number of points. Below the assignments link or below the syllabus links, there's a link for assignments. That provides a list of all of the assignments in the course. You can sort them either by type, which might be handy if you wanted to see like, what are all the reading assignments for this particular course? You could group, they're all grouped there under the class prep, lectures and reading. Or if you wanted to know what are the quizzes that are active right now, you could see them within the assignments link. You can also sort the assignments by date, and that'll show you which ones are due most immediately. I think it's easier to access the information through the modules, but again, the assignments might be handy every once in a while during the semester. Same's true with the quizzes. The individual quizzes that you need to complete each week are in the module for the week. But if you ever want to access just all of the quizzes kind of collectively, you can go to the quizzes link. If you ever have questions about the class, and you think they're kind of general interest, it's not something like I'm getting a syntax error on my Python lab. If it's more general about how to solve a particular problem in the problem sets, or something about the reading or the lecture videos, you can post it in the discussions. There's one discussion for each week of the course. If you have questions during the first week of class, you can add them to this discussion on the intro and sets chapters. And if you have questions about the syllabus or course policies, you can post those in there as well for the first week. The discussions is great because if you have a question, somebody else probably has a similar question. So everybody in the class can access this and get access to the answers to those. or at least feel validated that more than just they are confused about a particular topic. To post a discussion, you just click on the reply, and then you can type in your question. And then you just post your reply to add it into the discussion chain. And anyone's welcome to answer the questions that are posted. I'll certainly stop by several times during the week to post answers to discussion questions, but anybody's welcome to contribute something. And so if you have a question and it's maybe over the weekend or maybe early morning hours, and you think that I might not be up looking at the my email at that particular moment, you might have better luck posting something to the discussions because one of your classmates may be on a similar schedule and might know the answer, and they'd be able to provide that for you there. So discussions is a great way to ask a question, again, especially if it's something general interest that you think more than just you might be wondering about. The last area of interest is the grades area. This is grades for a fictional test student, and it'll look similar to this on your side. So generally it sorts it by due date, but you can also change it so that it sorts by module or by assignment group. And it'll show you what the assignment was and give you a link to it. It also shows what your graded score was and how many points it was worth. And it shows you information about how to get feedback. That's the little speech bubbles over here will provide you with any feedback that was provided by me. So it's always good to check that to see kind of like what your progress is in the course. And of course, you can scroll to the very bottom. That'll give you an overview of your overall course grade, kind of where you stand right now in the course. And so it's good to check that at least once a week. My example Canvas course also has this people tab. I'm not 100% sure whether you have that as a student or not. It shows you a list of all the students who are enrolled in the course. I'm not going to click on that now to protect everybody's privacy. Those provide the kind of big picture overview of what's in the Canvas course and where to access specific information. So if you're a student looking to get the most out of this particular course experience, my recommendations for each week are to log into the Canvas course at least once per week. Probably you'll end up logging in at least twice a week, kind of once early in the week to get the upcoming assignments, and then once later on in the week to submit assignments. When you log in, read any announcements. I'll try to put at least one announcement per week. It will be something that summarizes kind of where we've just been in terms of course content, and also previews what will be coming up in the coming week in terms of content. I'll put reminders in there about any due dates so that everybody has access to those. And again, I'll try to limit those to once per week once we get rolling in the course so that you don't get overloaded with Canvas announcements. For the first week, ask for your patience because there is a lot of information to get out. So there'll probably be multiple announcements during the first week of class. But I promise it'll slow down after that. After you've read through the announcements, I would use the to-do list just to give myself kind of an overview of what's coming up this week, maybe add those items to my day planner so that I know what day I'm supposed to submit assignments by. And then next I would move on to the modules area. You can go to the module specifically for that week. So if you're in week 1, you would go to the topic 1 module. I would start out by looking at the overview for the week. That always provides you with a short paragraph about the topic of the week. It will tell you the learning goals for that module. That's a great list of goals that you should be able to achieve at the end of the module. So these are kind of big picture content area questions, things that might be on a future exam or quiz. And then finally, under that, it provides a checklist for the week, shows you what's due each day, what to expect during class time, and what items you need to complete outside of class. So all of that's at the beginning of the module. You can click the next button at the bottom of the page, or I always just go back to the modules so that I can kind of specifically select the next content area that I want to view. After you look at the overview for the week, then the first assignment that you want to pay attention to is the class preparation assignment. This will repeat any learning goals that are achieved during that particular assignment, and then it'll tell you exactly what you need to complete. In general, the class preparation assignment involves watching lecture videos and reading a chapter in the textbook while completing some provided fill-in-the-blank notes. If you like fill-in-the-blank notes, great. You can use the ones that are provided on the Canvas page. If for some reason you don't like the fill-in-the-blank notes and you prefer your own version of notes, that's completely fine too. You can complete those instead. So this particular week, the first week of class, we have 2 different chapters to pay attention to. That's because chapter 1 is really, really short. It's like less than 5 pages. So mostly we'll be focusing on the set topic, but we'll also be reviewing the information in the introductory chapter. So it tells us that we're going to be completing these fill-in-the-blank notes. You can download a copy of them. You can download them as a PDF or a Word document. It'll have individual questions or things to fill in. So sometimes it has fill in the blanks. Sometimes it asks you a question and gives you a little space where you can fill in your response. So complete those. And you do that by reading the provided chapter in the textbook and also watching the videos that are linked there. And then whenever you're all done, you turn in your copy of the notes, again, either the fill in the blank version or your own version, and these get evaluated for completion. So if there's ever like a fill in the blank where you're not sure what it is, just turn in what you have and you're likely to get full credit. When you're ready to submit the assignment, you can just click the submit button, and then you can add as many files as you want before you click the submit button. You can also list comments. So if you're confused about something, like I wasn't sure how to define the term set. You can ask a question like that as you submit it, and that'll help draw my attention to anything that you weren't sure about. So it's the first item you want to pay attention to each week. We'll be completing the other assignments, the problem-solving assignments, and the Python assignments during class, so you don't necessarily need to worry about those as much in each module. It'll provide you with a copy of those, but you don't necessarily need to do anything with them before class. And then at the end of the week, you'll take your evaluation, either your quiz or your exam, depending on the week in the course. If you have questions about how to interact with the Canvas course, how to make the most of the content that's provided there, please don't hesitate to email at any time. I'd be happy to answer some questions.